It was because I'm not gonna say his name because we used to go.
You
To,
shouldn't
I
say
think
his
I think
name.
I told you
Definitely.
this before.
Has it been 7 years? Don't say his name, dude.
Every Friday after school, I'd get in the car with my homie who would sell, edit all that out.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Get rid
saying.
of that.
Relax.
The thing that no,
and
I'm
this
not,
whole wig out, unless you want it in.
I hope I needed to do the wig out because honestly, I'm gonna look like an idiot if I'm here like as an attorney. Somebody's doing something so
We're obviously gonna pull this
I would
out.
obviously have to tell somebody not to do, and then I'm gonna be on here on the thing being like, ha ha ha, that's great.
Yeah.
No, I gotta say some shit.
All right,
so
that's
I hope
a real
that people
thing.
see this. We can fast forward to this point right here, and where I say, you know, what's a really important thing to understand is that Zoom,
Cal is
Facebook,
a fucking
and
attorney,
Instagram, and everything that we post on that shit. The prosecutor is gonna use that against you.
Dude, imagine Cal walks into court.
Yo, judge is gonna use it to get a warrant.
This is a real thing,
that's why
Cal.
we need to be careful about this shit. I want
Look
people to
at
know
the vein on your
can
forehead,
do
Cal. I respect Cal's decision. We're gonna edit.
I'm gonna edit a lot of shit out, but this is gold.
Imagine Cal walks into court. Hey, what's up? I'm Cal Soda. I'm about to save the day, and then it's like, oh, here's video footage of you laughing at. All right, we're recording.
I think the best way would be to time to Mad Delicious.
We didn't audio check. I'm deaf. That's it, guys. See you in 2 fucking weeks. I'm gonna pound this beer since it's been a while.
Wait, before we do it. So I'm gonna do one after. You have your iPhone with you?
Bro, George, I'm telling you, the decimation you're about to experience, there's no need
time
to time. There's not gonna be a time, bro. It's gonna be 2 seconds. You're gonna cough a little bit.
You're assuming I don't know how to drink a beer. Hold up.
This isn't drinking, bro. This is basically Viking rage.
Because we can't. If we say go, one of us is gonna hear it late.
All right, I'll time it.
You do yours. I'll do mine in a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Later in the podcast, I'll get a freshie and time that one. So yeah,
let me get a stopwatch out. So it's gonna be tough for. I'm gonna stopwatch it.
We trust you. It's all good.
Everyone, season 0. Welcome to week. What week are we on? 8 right now.
Something like 7 or 8. 8.
All right, so you click start when it touches your lips, and then once it leaves your lips, boom. All right, ready?
Okay.
Here we
do
go.
It, man. Chuck. Damn, I'm fucked.
What the fuck?
Bro, I was way slow on clicking it. That's why I'm saying it sucks. Like 2 seconds. Oh.
I couldn't even do that. That was really fast.
Yeah, I don't know
bro.
what
I told you, bro.
That was
never
a dumb idea.
I looked away for a second, and then
I'm fucked.
I'm clocking
wait, because I'm gonna finish this one, and in a little bit I'll do
284 with a slow
definitely fucking
tap.
beat me. You're not lying. That is definitely.
Are you Have we ever shotgunned a beer? Halsey?
No.
I don't think so.
Yo, you know what's crazy is I kind of suck at shotgunning. Something about the mechanics of that slow me up, but the whole 3 gulp chug a beer in a pint glass.
Yeah, this is for you. This
I can do.
Do you all have you, Halsey? Do you know about Pengazi, the Chinese beer chugger?
Oh yeah. That dude does like those shots and he'll smoke a cigarette and then take a shot and chug a beer.
Cool. Yeah, it really makes. I don't know why I haven't yet tried to light a joint with my finger, George, because that guy does like the coolest.
Oh yeah, he does like the little he like he
dips it in alcohol, but it's amazing. Yeah. Anyway,
dude, that guy's a freak and he's gonna die.
He does those things,
quick.
Right?
Well, I don't know. He seems he lives a very healthy, farmer lifestyle too. So
that one's
that's true.
Yo,
he has like 10 kids or some shit as well, doesn't he? Like
absolutely, it's like clearly like CCP, like Communist Party propaganda, and I'm here for it. I'm just like down to like watch this guy like live a farm life.
Is it like pro-communist? For real?
No, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that is like, look, actually, I'm being a little bit prejudiced, but I kind of assume a lot of information that comes out.
It's okay.
China,
dude, speaking of that line that you just crossed, I want to be real. It's so weird nowadays when comedians tell jokes or when people are clearly joking and they're really crossing that line, quote unquote. But I feel like it's so much more common for me to feel like, holy shit, when I'm saying things like that I feel like what you just said, like, I don't know, if I'm high enough, I'll be paranoid and be like, oh my God, I just said the most racist shit in the world.
I got yelled at today for this shirt. I literally, a Starbucks barista was like, looked at me and I'm like, what? That's kind of offensive. And I'm like, I'm an ally, you fucking tool.
How do they not know you're not gay or straight or whatever?
Because I'm typecast as like a high school football player type,
Yeah.
I'm a knuckle dragger, you know.
A knuckle dragger.
But no, seriously, and she like looked at me, and like, to be fair, I go there every day, and they see me, like, I run to get my coffee and I walk in. So to her credit, I do kind of look like a dweeb ass jock when I show up.
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, this is a funny ass shirt. Sounds gay. I'm in. That means like I want to join in.
I like it.
Yeah, whatever. The world sucks, guys. The world sucks.
It's just a shirt. It's just a joke.
We're in a rough patch.
Or a saying, a statement. It's not even. You could say it's just words, guys. It's just words.
Sports are back. Have you guys been watching sports at all?
Oh yeah, all the fucking time.
I watched some Major League Soccer.
MLS.
Yeah, a little Major League Soccer. Orlando City Soccer Club had a pretty good run.
Cal, why are you so dolled up right now, though? Let's talk about that hair.
I'm really slick. Not.
You got to him, bro. Your bright eyes comments got to him, dude.
You cleaned up.
No, I mean, I was gonna put the hat on, and then the hat was like, just I wasn't feeling it. We all three of us wear hats all the time.
It's always.
And so
well, I'm bald.
Combed my hair. I hadn't showered today, so I just.
Halsey showed me the Wizard of Oz before the call started. He showed me. Look at that. Look at that shit.
Did I?
Hand line, son.
Damn.
I was out hiking all day, bro.
He revealed the wizard to me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't wear a hat. I don't wear a hat at work. It's just that my head has never seen sunlight for most of my life, so it doesn't get tan. Like my face gets tan, but like the rest of it it's red and painful.
That's funny. It reminds me of that.
Yeah.
I just saw a meme recently, or a picture, a bar stool, some picture or video, a guy with the mask tanned on his face. He has the tan and the lines and everything. It's great. Dude, the Corona tan.
There's all these new masks where people get their face put on, so it looks like this seamless line.
I've seen
That's hilarious.
But like a couple of them are like 10 too big, so it's like the dude's nose is like huge as fuck. It's really good.
It's like very funny.
Yeah, that sounds hilarious.
So what's been up, boys? We skipped last week because we had a scheduling issue because George hates us and doesn't want to fucking be a part of the podcast.
Wow, holy shit!
Wasn't it your birthday?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You dipped out too. Hold on.
Whoa. We were gonna do the Charlie one, and I was like, "Listen, I'm fucked up on my birthday." And
shout out to Charlie. Much love to Charlie. And
big shout.
And I sensed it, bro. I used the force, and I'm like, "It's 12 noon. I'm drunk. It's not happening." I'm speaking it into the universe, and then literally 7 p.m. rolls around. I'm like, "Yo, let me know if we're canceling tonight." Fucking 7:15, I get that text back. It's off, and I'm like, all right, I knew it. I summoned it out of the apocalypse.
Well, we're here, and I will say, since the last one, I've been heavily influenced from our last conversation, and I've been diving the fuck in on the conspiracies and the legends and myths, dude. Yeah, we're officially a conspiracy show. No. But we got to have our conspiracy segment right now.
I got that Hopi prophecy, bro.
Dive in.
I went down this wormhole, this channel on YouTube called Nexpo. This dude named Nexpo, Nexpo. And then there's others that branch off that shit, that kind of same style. But it's this guy that's purposely making shit that's supposed to creep you the fuck out. He makes it like in a way to creep you the fuck out. But he's like talking about some crazy ass stories, like some wild ass fucking... Dude, too many. I'm like thinking of which one to go to, but it's so fucking creepy, dude. Like the shit that I was checking that he has.
What about that channel, that public access channel that is brainwashing people?
So Local 58, that's one of them. So this guy talks about, yeah, man. Okay, so there's a local, but this is actually a YouTube. That's the thing. That one specifically, it was made by somebody for YouTube. But the thing is that some people are like, what if it's real? What if he made it to say something? Then it's like, okay, that's a little more loose. But some of these are legit, like shit. Like this is just one. The Local 58 is one. So what Cal's talking about is this user-created channel called Local 58, and every segment is supposed to look like a PBS type of thing, like a public broadcasting channel. And each segment, it's fucking eerie. Like he made it looks like you're going through some hypnosis shit, or the government's trying to make some shit go down, and then they're talking about shit out they found on the moon, and footage of like shit going down on the moon, and then like a mass takeover, and then a mass suicide to combat the takeover. So like directions on how, like, what to do. Like, everybody has to like comply to the suicide. It's like, go outside, face up, toes up. It's like the American stance, like some shit. Like yeah, it's fucking weird, bro. Some weird shit. But that one's more like clearly like
that's on the further out there spectrum.
Yeah, like fictional. But people even argue that shit was some like, no, he's actually trying to say some shit or whatever.
He's trying to save us.
It's some like producer, artist, filmer that made that shit. And it looks eerie as fuck. But then there's some other shit, dude. I can't remember anything. There's this like system of phones in Oregon, in Portland, called Fattel. And it's like a system of phones that was made to enforce communication with anybody that picks them up. So even if you have nobody to call, they promise that somebody will be at the other end. And they have all these options. So you can hit buttons. It's like a secret menu. And you can hit these buttons and you go, like, one of them will take you to this, I don't know, apology deposit. So you can go apologize for things you've done. Then another one, you could talk to somebody that you could talk to, like, there's like suicide hotline. There's another one that's like, you could tell your, and then there's this one called the dream. What is it? The dream. Oh, fuck. I gotta research this as I'm fucking saying it, but it's like basically a hotline. And then there's a whole story on this itself. So this is actually like, this story that I'm telling you the Fattel phones derive from this other story where it's basically like this phone line that you can call and you tell they basically are a dream, like the same thing as the apologies, but you tell your dreams to them. And where that started was that there were a bunch of flyers found around town that said, have you had a dream with this man? Like some included a picture of a guy.
Slender Man type shit. Everyone shares the same dream experience.
Some weird shit where you tell your dreams, like they want you to tell your dreams, and then you get like a text or a call at 3 a.m. that tells you some shit, and then it like translates. Like this girl got some call, she got a text back, and then she like sees it was like written in Creole, like Haitian Creole, and when she Google translated it, it said September 5th, and when she Googled September 5th, here's a whole other conspiracy that some shit's going down on September 5th, 2020. So, dude, it's like I went down this hole and I asked Cal for like the last week, every time I've been out here in the studio by myself, I'm like, paranoia is an understatement. I've been having like,
bro,
I'm freaking out. Dude. And then there was the earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That actually.
That was creepy.
So I was awake, right? I woke up and I just happened to be like chilling with the cat. And then all of a sudden I'm like, he's not on the bed. And I was like, not awake. I was in like half dream. And I thought him jumping up onto the bed. And him jumping up on the bed, but it was actually the sway of the earthquake. And then I stood up, and then so I dreamed that Ben jumped up on the bed. Turned out it wasn't Ben; it was the earthquake.
Oh yeah, you were like half out.
So I got up and I walked around, and then that I don't know if you guys felt the aftershock, but
yeah, I felt the other one.
That one I like fucking slammed into my wall, and it was like
really.
Yeah, dude, like legit. I don't know if it's because I stood up too quick and just like was out of it and tired, but like I was like freaked out because I thought Ben had jumped. I don't think I had realized that the earthquake had happened quite yet, and then like those like boom.
That's trippy. I was actually working a session with somebody that in Miami. I was gonna say client. I was gonna call Lenny a client.
Yeah,
you got clients, dude.
He's a client. He's a goddamn client. Shout out to Nardo Lombardo. The homie, the GUK shit. Oh, wait. I'm going to chug this one in a second after I tell this. But yeah, that earthquake, I ran the fucking side from the studio, like bolted. And the aftershock, I'm sitting there with Vicky. Vicky was like kind of waking up. And then Charlie actually woke up from the first one. My daughter was like, Vicky said she kind of like started like, kind of like, what?
What the fuck was that? Yeah.
And then like she grabbed her, and like by the time I got there, they were like, oh, she was already holding her and pretty much breastfeeding her by then already. And while she's breastfeeding and I'm holding there, like I'm sitting in the bed, like kind of just like, well, like kind of huddled up there. The other one comes in and I'm like feeling it full. And Vicky's like, and I had told her I'd felt something before that too. So I had felt already another one. There was like 6. I don't know if you knew that. There was like 6 or 7.
Like pocket ones.
Yeah, like two point something threes, not even threes on the Richter. But they but yeah, one of them swayed that the one that you're talking about, it swayed the house and everything, dude. And Vicky's like, she literally says, she goes, I don't know if I'm just like, and I stop her. She's like, I don't know if I'm just pushing the bed. And I go, no, that's an earthquake. Yeah. I'm like, when you don't know, it's probably an earthquake.
This city is fucked. It's fucked, bro. I want out. I've been actively
like
talking.
That.
I've been actively.
Everybody's riding out.
Home.
Mad people are riding.
Seriously, like this
because
is not
of the earthquake.
City. No, everything.
Because of the shit.
Earthquake doesn't help.
Oh yeah.
This is not the city you want to fucking be in.
I'm gonna time this shit.
This is not the city you want to fucking be in if there's like a 9 point something.
No way, suck a dick. Don't even say that.
It's serious. This is the truth. Like how imagine trying to get off a highway. Imagine even trying to, like, they're already tough to get off of when you're on.
Your car's gonna at 9 is gonna fling your car off the highway, bro.
I'm just saying the aftermath of it. There's no way to get out of this fucking city.
Oh, like, no. Yeah. In that sense, like, it's gonna be a shit show.
There's no way out. And
no, that would be a scary shit show.
Sucks. It already sucks. Everything sucks still with this fucking governor and mayor. Like, it's just stockpile, put more shit on top of more shit.
Where's the timer? Oh, okay, here we go. I'm gonna do this. I'm pretty sure you fucking beat the shit out of me on this.
I'm going to North Dakota, boys, and I'm gonna chill with Brett.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
who's Brett?
Where'd you relocate?
Brett's the homie. I think you guys might have met him in passing. Cal, you definitely might have.
I met Brett.
Arbar. Yeah, so he lives in North Dakota. Yeah. It's a 1-day drive. Like he's got, it's flat up there. It's nothing but serial killers and fucking cows. You know what I mean? So
yeah. But that's like
Cal's like, yeah.
Fargo.
Yeah.
Fargo's is not in North Dakota.
I don't know about Fargo.
No,
but there's like a 300-mile stretch of land across Wyoming that is like prone to body dumping and serial killers.
Nice.
And I'm like, I don't want to drive that.
Oh, dude.
Because I will definitely have the luck where I get some horned up semi-truck driver who like fucking, I'll have a crowbar and a shotgun at the ready, like for real.
That's crazy.
On my way here, my car broke down in Wyoming. Actually.
No, see, that's the bad luck I'm talking about, man. That's just like
it's like I'm glad I didn't know this fact because I was like stranded in Yellowstone where I am, and like a tow truck had to come out from Cody and like tow us at 4 a.m. Just leave us at a tow facility. I mean, forget it. If I had known that what you just said, I would have
been shitting.
I would have rusted in the wilderness.
So those people, the people who live along those state lines, they're always saying like there's not even news coverage because bodies come up so often. Like people will just drive and dump. You know how in the South they dump kittens and shit just on the side of the road?
What?
Yeah, they just like leave boxes of kittens. Like it's like that, but with human bodies in like these northern states with like big truck traffic where it's like it's state. Nah, I don't fuck. I've seen Jeepers Creepers, y'all. I know.
Dude, I've also been watching like crime investigation interrogations, the interrogation rooms, just for some, I don't know, man.
Sure,
YouTube,
right.
YouTube has been leading me into this amazing like path of crazy offshoots. Yeah, YouTube took me to the dark corner of itself. It's pretty bad. But no, I'm watching like murder interrogations. Dude. Yeah, I kind of need some of that Care Bear power right now.
Not fucking lying.
I'm gonna chug this. But yeah, no, I saw some shit, some fucking fucked up shit. People going through like hours of lying about killing somebody or hiding a body, and fucking like hours later they break down and the other person shows up.
Dude, that interrogation shit, apparently there's about to be a whole entire reform on how they lead witnesses and stuff.
I heard about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really, I mean, but I saw in these videos, in some of these, I saw how like leading the guy who fucking did it, who killed his wife and his kids and like went to bury them and then got caught on the way home. Like as he's getting home from doing this shit, the cops are there because everyone's like, where the fuck is she? It's fucking crazy seeing like these people lie through the shit, but leading them in a sense, some of them, I mean, this guy who did it got the guy to confess to the shit. You know what I mean?
The whole thing is they're going to make it so that cops can't lie in interrogations anymore.
Yeah.
That's such like
that's what I was noticing.
It's manipulation.
There's a little bit of lying.
Hold on, I gotta get
quite a bit of lying.
I'm gonna chug with you. Chug your beer.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, I'll wait for Halsey to come through. But yeah, it's fucked up because and Cal, you're a lawyer, so I would love to hear everything about it. You're like, yeah, here we go. Okay, yeah, I'll answer all your lawyer questions, George, of course, as usual. No, but for real, what the fuck is up? Like, how unlawful or how, like, is that like leading a witness? I didn't see a lot of like blatant as fuck lying. I saw things like leading into making the person think that they had some sort of thing when they didn't, some sort of evidence.
That's the problem.
But not necessarily saying they had it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
guys, let's talk about some happy shit after this.
No, Cal's. I wanted to hear Cal's lawyer.
Yeah, true.
Perspective, real quick, and I'm gonna chug this as well.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Go for it. You guys both chug, and I'll just
here we go.
Class.
I'm gonna try something. I don't know.
There's a lot of lying. I mean, the cops routinely are like not only known to be liars because people say that they did, but they also, you're not twice as slow.
Hey, not bad, right, Sam? I mean, I don't know how
so bad.
I could do better.
I'm gonna clip this because I started on your last sip and I caught you.
Well, that's the thing. You're well.
Well, no. I did it on purpose. I waited about 2 spills. Yeah, fuck you, bro. You suck. Go drink a Capri Sun, you child.
Tried. Hey, he just took advantage of the situation. You should be like, good try, sport.
That's not how drinking works, friend.
Real quick. So the police can lie. They do it all the time. They'll show up to your house and say that they need to just talk to your brother for something.
Yeah.
And what they're actually doing is trying to get entry into your house without a warrant so that they can, arrest people.
Fucking like vampires and shit.
Take, information. They do this a lot. They are called out for it a lot in court, and a lot of times the evidence that they produce from these things is what they would call poisoned, and so they have to throw it out.
Yeah,
they can't use it.
But there's just a lot of
but from that alone,
giving them a lot of leeway in order to sort of skate around these things. And I just want to add, like, what you're seeing, these investigations and stuff, interrogations, a lot of the time, in a large majority of any cases that the police solve, it's just a person who basically confesses, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in this situation, where they're under interrogation. Really only 18%, I think, or something around that much of the time of the cops is involved in any kind of active, like proactive sort of investigation. So they don't use a lot of time to do that. And when they do, they fuck it up all the time. And a lot of the traditional ways that they used to use that aren't just interrogation, where they lead people, are like lineups, which have been shown to be extremely biased. They lose DNA kits, they lose rape kits all the time.
Lie detector tests, which also are shown to be not
completely
But
don't really.
the way, so I noticed, I never really looked into that. It's interesting how they use that to basically they even tell you look, we can't use this in court. This is nothing that even though it's been proven that shit doesn't work, they don't talk about that obviously, but they say we saw what the test said, and they're going to tell people what the test said, even though it's not proof. So that alone makes the guy in the moment dude.
Also,
it's pretty wild.
There's this dude that was just on Joe Rogan's thing, and they were talking about all the junk science, like blood spatters, fake, arson. Like when someone says it was started by how a fire started. They do it a lot with wildfires out here, where it'll be like someone had a campfire. They can't tell. Yeah. There's no ignition point. Once a fire gets to a certain point, there's no. It's just guess. It's just
that's
putting a thing up. It's a fucking guess.
It's entirely about manipulation from the second that you're sort of caught up in the criminal legal system. And so that's a great example of it. Another great example of it that I'm thinking about a lot today is how the prosecutor then plays a role in what they actually bring, what crimes they decide to prosecute, which ones they don't, and how harshly they decide to prosecute. And it's another layer of manipulation where the person who is a defendant, the person who they're accusing, is once again put in just like the situation where they're like, we know this stuff that you think would make you seem exactly guilty, even if they have no idea, and so they're lying. The prosecutor will say, look, we're going to charge you with a trial that will probably land you in jail for 20 years, and we're going to charge as harshly as we can. And we're going to use all of our resources, and you can't even afford a fucking
unless
lawyer.
you take this.
So you tell me, how about instead you just plead to 5 years?
That's always a win thing.
Even if you're completely
and they do
innocent,
that,
like you could imagine a person
the
being
harshest
like, wow,
one is
20 years.
The worst situation is somebody that didn't commit a murder and they're facing the death penalty. That's
that's what that whole Joe Rogan episode's about.
That is the most fucked situation. When you're talking about that exact moment. Imagine if you didn't do it and you're like, dude, I'm literally about to fight being killed for something I didn't do.
Well, that's the thing too, because as most of these, I don't want to harp on another podcast more than this next 4 minutes, but the whole point of that Joe Rogan interview thing is with the Innocence Project guys. Basically, even the DNA evidence that's brought to the table for defendants doesn't get used because it's like, this is something you're bringing to the table years after this person's already been sentenced. They don't want to reopen that book because it takes a win out of their win column and then brings it. So basically there's people just sitting on death row, like completely innocent, tried on a crime with no physical evidence, just basically time and place or a false confession. And it's just a big old mess, and everything needs to change. The world sucks. Bring on the asteroid, and that's the Hofi prophecy, bro. I want to talk about that a little bit.
Bring on the asteroid. Dude, this weed is making me want to sneeze and beat it.
Oh, snap.
Got that sneed.
I've been having those fake sneezes all day. Shout out, Top Star!
Yeah, George's allergic to weed.
Like, really?
Legit.
It's like funny. I have another friend named George who's allergic to weed. That's not even a joke.
But I smoked the fuck out of it.
No. Shout out to the wizard with a 3 on Instagram. George. The other George. Hobbit George.
That SFV,
big shout
baby.
Out. Whoop.
SFV.
Terp stars, baby. But so you guys know about this Hopi prophecy or no? It's a bunch of Indians.
Yeah, tell me, man.
All right, so I'm going to brief little thing. So the magnetic poles, north and south, are 2 celestial twin brothers. The creator of them is this classic dynamic of the all being. Doesn't matter what you want to call it. The I forget what his actual name is in the prophecy, but he's the creator of all, and he makes the 2 magnetic poles, and the 2 magnetic poles then have 2 sets of kids. So there's 4 groups of kids, and they're each given, basically it's races. There's a black race, a yellow race, a white race, and then it's basically north, south, east, west, all on our planet. Basically, the 2 suns have this. Every race is responsible for one thing, and it turns out, and these are Indians on Native American. These are Native American. Let me get through it because I'll fucking stumble. I stumble if I don't. Let me get through it. Just let me fucking say it, George.
This is just great.
See, I already lost my point with the littlest fucking thing. I already forgot. Point is, there's 4 races. One's north, one's east, one's west. Asian people are in charge of like life and balance and internal chakras type shit. So you get that a lot in like Buddhism and Hinduism and some Asian philosophies like monk breathing. And then you have the red race, which is Native Americans who have this relationship with the world, the earth, Mother Gaia, taking only what you need from the land and not abusing it. Then you have the white race, which is responsible for like kind of like society, structured society. Then you have the black race, which is responsible for relationships with animals. And like all of this shit goes down to, it ends in 2020, boys. The Hopi prophecy comes in 2020. And the 2 sons of the guardian spirit, whatever the fuck that is, they flip. Because you could either live all in harmony as the 4 sons of the 2.
Whoa.
And so what's going to happen is the poles are going to switch, what science is saying is going to happen. Like they're saying that shit's...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And I also, in one of those dreams things, real quick, one of those dream collectives, one of the dreams that was told was this guy, he's sitting in his car and he sees the sun, like he says, like the world flips 180 in his dream. He's just sitting in his car and sees that. So
I forget the names of the sons, but what happens is they return to Earth in 2020. And it's basically like the only reason they return to Earth...
That was a seed, bro. Did you see that?
Terp stars is cut forever, bro. Seed stars. But so the suns return to Earth, and the whole thing is they come back to Earth because we've been bringing on our own doom. We haven't been living in harmony. We've been enslaving the other. The four pieces of the harmony, the circle of all the suns. Whatever, we've been fucking it up left and right. There's no balance. We take they even talk about digging into the earth and taking the blood of the world, which is oil and all that shit and fossil fuels, and really destroying the balance of nature. That's all we do. And it's basically the two suns come back to Earth. They flip the poles, and it's they wash when you flip the poles, all those oceans that turn.
Would it happen to be September 5th by chance?
Who fucking knows, bro? I hope so, because then we only got half a month, a month and a half left. We can really just nail it out quick, get it done. But so the whole thing is the remaining people of the world, whoever survives this giant catastrophe, which is, I forget exactly what it's called, but it's basically the renewal, the return to fucking let's end it. The return to innocence, bro. It's like that.
Sail away.
Basically,
baby.
And then we're forced to live in the new order, is what the prophecy ends with, where it's all harmonized, balance, because there's not enough people to act. It's like a fresh start.
The Pure Moods soundtrack was a glimpse into the future. It was an actual
Do you guys
real
remember those
glimpse
commercials late at night?
Dude, that's why I just mixed the two songs up. That's exactly what I do. Yeah. I have so I would sleep with the TV on, and that shit is ingrained in my fucking head, whether I like it or not. Are you kidding me? I know every song on that CD. I never owned it. Are you kidding me?
Pure nature or pure beach
pure
sounds?
Moods. There's Celtic moods or Celtic, Celtic.
Shit. Celtic.
Am I that?
No, it's Celtic or Celtic.
Celtic, yeah.
Oh man, the beers are doing it.
What is it? This Boston Celtics, but I think that's a mispronunciation.
Well, I said well. Yeah, no, I thanks Society on that one. I don't know. But there was the Celtic moods and there's the Pure Moods. I think there was another one. There's another moods. But yeah, the Pure Moods.
Flow.
I think I know exactly. Orinoco Flow.
Right, Enya, bro. Enya's my shit, dude.
Enya's
only time. Boom, 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 boom.
I really don't know that.
It reminds me of SeaWorld.
Dude?
It reminds me of Miami Seaquarium. I think they play that at the entrance.
I don't know.
Tell me if I would love for anybody. I'm gonna this is my clip. I just want to know if anybody that lives in Miami remembers, if they remember, if
what
they play that Enya or Orinoco Flow. Do they play that at the entrance of Seaquarium? Did they rip that shit for that?
Dude, did they get rid of Aquarium?
Or did they pay for licensing for that?
I'm looking it up.
Dude, somebody I think they play that song.
Temporarily closed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, right now, yeah. Because nobody knows how to fucking act in Miami.
I don't fuck
Nobody can fucking handle a goddamn piece of cloth.
No, and this one is this is a particularly bad aquarium.
Yeah, and here's the thing, I'm not I've gone hunting, I respect the animal kingdom and all that shit, but encaged animals really kind of piss me off.
No, I mean I respect the idea of rehabilitation. There's obviously a lot of animals who do become
deer. Fuck deer.
Reason.
Fuck deer.
But no, you can take a zoo rather than just a cage to watch animals is it's a place where you can care for wild animals. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Honestly, zoos, aquariums, it sucks. You're trapping these animals.
Imagine being a giraffe and having to have your neck be because it's it's gross, dude.
I mean, it's we're
you heard it here first.
Human race, we're the worst. That's the theme of theme of this episode.
Bring on that Hopi prophecy.
We're the worst.
Yeah. Yo, but
shout out to my aunt, dude.
There she goes. That's what you gotta rock.
There you go.
I almost got a face mask that was an eye mask too.
She goes, Domingo tipo normal. She's regular Sunday. That's her cap.
Just out there with the face shield on. Dude, I had to work a Hyundai. I think I can talk about this now that it happened finally. I had to work a Hyundai commercial. And it was fucking just so weird. So Hollywood is not going to recover the way Hollywood was in the
Shit's
new
going
world,
south right now. I know a lot of
Dude,
people
so
that
like,
in the industry that are leaving the city right now. People that were very busy during a regular day are completely out of work right now. And
so like people show up. I'm first on site. I open the building up. Then the grips come in, and then they leave. They do, or actually, I'm sorry, the lighting crew comes in. Only them. They light, and then the props crew comes in, and then the grips, and it's all like piece by piece. So basically, what used to take
I heard about this
45 minutes now it takes 4 hours.
I heard that they do this. Wow. This is like,
yeah,
and they
like
give like time in between.
Yeah.
Like for like set design, like
yep, and
people
there's
they'll
a
go up in
sterilization
groups.
crew
Yeah,
that comes
exactly.
in between each one, and it's just like, all right, let's talk about some happy shit. I'm so tired of these depressing things.
We gotta make them not depressing, bro. This is real shit. I gotta get the fuck. I'm gonna get out of my house. I'm excited about that. We're planning on getting the fuck out. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to another house.
We're leaving.
We're locking up. We're going to another.
I thought you were like going out for fun. You're just.
Yeah, we are.
Moving.
No, we are. But we're gonna go
totally,
hang.
Absolutely, for fun.
We're hanging with
We're just going to an Airbnb though. Yeah, we're going with Jose. Shout out to the Fade and Allie. We're gonna go with them and their dogs. We're just gonna hang out. We're just going to another house. That's all. Nothing crazy.
Got tested.
But you're coming back to the old house after?
So Jose,
back to the bubble. Yeah,
so we took advantage of the fact that Jose gets tested for work. So since he's getting tested for work, he's staying home after that. And
that's cool.
You know, God willing, everything comes back great. We get to go on this little vacation.
A near-cation, you know.
Bro, I know so many people that have had it now, though. It's just like
me too, man.
They got so over it so fast. Like
a lot of people that I know, everybody except for one person got over it really quick or didn't even have it. Like they didn't even have anything, basically. But I know one person that had a bad night and they thought they were gonna die, basically, straight the fuck up. And they're thinking it's because of the medication, though. That's the thing. They
the hydrochloroquine or whatever?
No, I don't know what they were on. I can't say what they were on. I really don't know what it was. I have no idea.
But then there's then there's this story of like somebody who just gets so sick or like dies like immediately.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the scary thing is that it's just it's somebody that you never expect type shit. Most of the times it is kind of somebody you might expect, but there's a lot of the people like, dude, there's little kids getting crazy weird shit like with this inflammatory shit. It's scary, dude, and you never know. But anyways, that's my whole, whatever. I'm gonna learn how to get around it. I know that slowly we're gonna figure out how to figure this shit out. Yeah. We're gonna figure out how to figure this shit out.
I've been in it. I hate it. Yeah. I hate everything about. I don't even look at Twitter. I actually, you know what? I watch Twitter, and I watch Twitter specifically because Cal tweets in Spanish, and I have to translate what he tweets.
That's
I'm
amazing.
like, this is my fucking friend, and he's talking about some crazy civil law, and I'm like, all right. There's like a picture of a butt, and then like a meme, and then it's
he's like, I thought this was the new Ricky Martin.
Cal's like, we got to get rid of these white devils. So I'm like, hey,
I just like go on Twitter to yell. I felt that the other day, and I was like, it's not.
But it's nice to see. That's where I live, man.
Cal's out there fighting the man all day, dude.
Yeah, bro. Fuck the government, dude. The government sucks dick.
Fuck the injustice and fuck dude. There's a lot of weird ass people out there.
All right, let's talk about Marvel or Star Wars. Let's do some like lighthearted shit where we can all agree.
I mean,
to
I know this isn't lighthearted, but like I am interested in what you think about like this whole TikTok thing. With
what I think,
it's interesting.
TikTok.
Here's what's gonna happen. Twitter's gonna buy it. And then they're gonna shut it down just like they did Vine. Same thing. It's the classic Jack Dorsey move.
That's my question. It's like, why are people like wondering why TikTok is so popular? It's just Vine, and Vine was extremely popular. And
man, the presentation. It's a whole other presentation.
No, they totally made it better, but it's like the same concept.
The interaction, the inclination to interaction is insane. Like,
because Vine,
you have to interact. You have to do some shit in order to feel like you're doing it right.
But Vine was so primitive in its utility.
Yeah, to be on user TikTok, interface. It's a whole other thing.
That's not it at all, dude. In terms of user interface on Vine, you had to be talented to make something creative.
Exactly.
Or you danced. Now what TikTok is, all these kids that are rich from it, it's just dancing off of other people's creativity.
I have a question.
That's all it is.
Hater.
Now,
no, fuck you, bro.
Maybe this is a great way for all those that don't understand. This is a great way.
I love Vine. I miss Vine.
I do too.
So for everybody that doesn't know, Halsey had his Vine heyday, but Halsey was killing it on the Vines.
Yeah, but I was also making music and doing things within the app naturally that would like be cool, and music would loop perfectly, and like that was fun.
Cool. Yeah,
I've jumped on TikTok. I watch TikToks. Half my Instagram stories is sharing funny TikToks I find. But the thing about TikToks, where Vine, here's how I can put it. Where Vine, you got popular on it either if you were creative or made like at the time like societal jokes about like Jordans, like the popular page was riddled with dog shit, much like TikTok. But what TikTok is now, the popular kids on TikTok just lip sync and dance. Yeah. That's like that's literally just doing something on top of another person's.
Well, there's a bunch of different other ones.
Yeah,
there's other ones.
Exactly.
You know, there's other
I think
styles.
I see what you mean. No, I see what you mean, Halsey. But I also think that it's still pretty like fresh, and what I've seen is like
getting banned.
There's stuff where people have done some pretty funny and like creative things now.
Yeah, I agree.
But it takes time. It's just like people needed to figure out how to like use Vine, and then they had to figure out how they can hack Vine, basically like use it even though it doesn't do what they want, like use it.
Yeah. Well, TikTok gives you basically the full like editing tools you would need. You can even green screen on it, which is crazy. Like, and some of the funniest things on TikTok for me personally are these little like 15, 16-year-old white kids who will like green screen themselves in front of a Trump tweet and be like, this guy's fucking retarded.
This is a good
I almost forgot.
What I was going to ask before is, this is perfect for anybody that doesn't know, just like I don't. How are these people making so much money? How are these kids making so much money?
Hashtags, bro. There's like 1 point some billion users on TikTok. So like, let's say like you want to release some music and it's for like a pair of Gap jeans, or like some media initiative that they cook up. And I used to do it all the time on Vine. And like, that's why I moved to LA, to make it easier for me to do all that shit. But basically what happens is someone will reach out to you and be like, hey, we love your content, yada, yada. Use this hashtag, do this type of content, because we're about to release the fall denim collection or whatever the fuck it may be. And then you just hashtag all this shit. They send you a pair of jeans, you wear it. And half the time, if you're good and smart about the content you're creating in that sense, you grow a relationship, one, but you also they respect your content enough to where you make what you usually make and you're just wearing the clothes and you use the hashtags. You don't need, like, there's some people who would, let's say, make the content where you address it, like, hey, there's some jeans coming out in the fall, yada yada, opposed to, I knew this kid Casey James, great dude, one of the funniest guys from Vine. Well, he got sponsored by Vans, the shoes, by just making content and then wearing Vans in the 6-second video. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like proper old. I mean, I'm very used to like skateboarder sponsorships where like it's very a culture like that is based on very organic and smooth, cool vibes. Like you gotta be very cool. You can't be like in your face about fucking promoting some shit. So like just wearing it is what it is, and
that's how you're endorsing the product, just by having it seen in your content.
Well, and so I guess the bigger you get is how many followers do you have? Like,
my words are so horrible,
for, right? Like, you can get more money. You can get more money you could actually like ask for like.
Yeah. Money, okay. Like, so here's the deal.
That's what I was gonna say. So then you ask for money, right?
I'll tell you.
Free products, one thing, but like actually.
So I only did a few actual ads on Vine. One of them was for Fleshlight, and I didn't even ask for Fleshlight. Listen to this. I asked for a bunch of T-shirts. I asked for about $800, $1,000. I think they ended up giving me $1,400. And this is for a 6-second video, which is like still the best paycheck I ever got.
Did you just say 8? Wait, hold up.
I asked for $800 and they gave me $1,400. So
1,400
For 6 seconds, yeah. But the best part of it was I asked for a box of dildos. That's what I asked for. I was like, I don't want your fleshlights. I don't want none of your shit. I just want T-shirts and a box of dildos. And they sent me, yo, this is real. And I used them for content for like the remainder of my Vine time. Like no joke. And literally it was these not real like usable dildos, but
that's hilarious.
Like prop cocks is what they're called. They're like urethane rubber. You can slingshot them and whack people, dude. And
That is so funny.
I'll put a link to the Vine in the description this time because we
Yo,
should
I
actually
could have sworn I just pulled a nug out. I'm that high.
But
did I smoke it already?
One of my friends fell asleep on my couch, and I covered him in dildos to just literally covered him. It's my old roommate Zach, and yeah, like it's shit like that.
Do you have any left?
Nah, I threw them out when I moved, just because like I've been using them to fuck with people for so long. They had like lint and shit on them. George, stop showing the fucking battle. Stop showing YouTube your dicks, bro.
While we're describing
while we're talking about dildos, he's like,
I'm just looking. I'm wondering where I put my nug. I'm like,
it looked like a disintegrating prop cock.
Yeah. Well,
hey, I don't know if you remember, but at the beginning of this whole like episode 1, I wasn't smoking that much. I want to give a shout out to myself, future self, giving past self a pat on the back for being strong through the situation. I'm back.
Back on the weed? Yeah, I know. You were worried
about
I
don't know.
You guys are such paranoid delinquents. It drives me insane.
I'm just packing joints all day.
I go out and eat sandwiches.
Yo, I will say the house is smoking a lot of weed.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I haven't had a sandwich in weeks.
Charlie is hitting the dispensary like a day, twice a day, two times.
Your daughter?
Times. No. Absolutely. You know what? Hey, and straight the fuck up right now.
We're like a weed
fuck the whole game, the whole dispensaries, the whole legal game. Fuck that shit, dude.
Just
straight the fuck
weed,
up. The prices are absurd. I'm so stoked to be like, and like I said, I'll throw down what I can, for herbs, but dude, almost 78. It's like 70 something bucks an eighth.
Dude, I have so much weed that I got for free that I don't
Miami
even smoke.
On the street.
I got so much. Yo, I'll trade you all weed for quarters. That's a bet right there.
I told you I have quarters, man.
Yeah, mailbox transactions, sterilized bags, like.
Yeah.
For real, dude. I'm
not gonna get them back. They're for you.
Shout out to Molly Mall. Yeah, I'm not gonna get my weed back either. Done deal, sir. You have an accord. But shout out to Molly Mall. She's been hooking me up with weed, and like I don't smoke alone. Like so, when I have people over here, like after a bar or like dinner or whatever, like we'll smoke a joint or a bowl, play poker, what have you. Yeah, I still go out. I'm not dead yet.
We were both like,
you're like, what is that?
No, I wasn't. I'm not like.
No, George is getting.
I saw it in Cal. I
was just getting my pepitas.
I looked right. Yo, have you ever had sunflower seeds?
But I would expect that you're wearing a mask. You're being safe.
Yeah. Wearing a mask. I wash my mask.
The reason why you haven't gotten sick or why you
Don't wish that on me.
Who knows
if you don't even finish that sentence because you're gonna say it and I'm gonna get sick tomorrow.
Nah,
absolutely not. But you're safe.
And that's why you're not. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not safe, dude. I'm dipping French fries in ranch dressing. Someone is serving me that ranch dressing.
I'm in a situation where I don't have to be out there working. If I had to be in a situation where I had to be out there working, I couldn't even imagine how I would have to mentally be like, okay, me and Cal have been having the same reoccurring nightmare, and to you, it's an everyday occurrence.
That's because you guys haven't gone outside. Like,
did we talk about this nightmare?
I was outside all day today.
I know, but like, Cal. You're my Anthony Bourdain, Bubba. You're literally my Auntie Bourdain. Like we share.
That's weird.
Boiled peanuts.
Knowing the end of that story is weird. Don't say it.
Yeah, well, Cal's not dead yet. If he doesn't go out to a fucking restaurant and order some clams soon, he might be dead. Who fucking knows?
No, we're good. I will not and am not and ever going to plan or will I ever want to do self-harm to the point of my death? Just so.
And now here's the footage. This is the footage that they show.
The classic line, bro.
No, this
Look
is the
at how happy I am right now.
Yeah, he's eating sunflower seeds. His hair's parted.
But this is the footage they show in those conspiracy videos. Where like the FBI got Cal.
Yeah, it's just like he breaks through. Yeah,
That's
bed's
why
still not made, dude. Bed hasn't been made for months.
If you don't hear from me tomorrow at 10 a.m.
dude.
Bro, I don't hear from you guys at all anymore.
At least let's wait till after the trip.
I stopped texting. I have to like fucking text you like you're my ex-girlfriend or some shit. Like, where you at? Where's my shit? I get one response. I get a thumbs up. I look at my phone when I see that thumbs up notification. I'm like, I'm punching both of these fucking guys in the ribs.
I've been kind of off the grid,
right
man.
In the fucking ribs, bro.
I've been trying to make a point of like staying active on the social medias and shit and making sure, I don't know.
You guys don't have to worry about corona respiratory issues because I'm gonna punch your ribs into your fucking lungs when I see you.
I'm not. I don't know.
Just hit me on Twitter next time, man.
I've just not been feeling the vibes, bro.
I hate you both, but I love you.
I've been writing too much music about all that shit, and I'm like, we have a
Cal knew exactly immediately as soon as I started that sentence that it pissed me off. Friends of Monsters coming out yesterday.
We're not even. This is technically like a first right here.
We have this.
Oh shit! I still haven't got mine, so whatever.
Well, they only just arrived. So actually, by the way, we can talk about that later. But yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it's dope. I don't have a vinyl player though. I respect people that do, but I'm very much like a music downloader.
Oh, absolutely, you should. But when you want to like have an impressive sort of living room space someday, you're gonna get a record player, man. You're going to
not if that prophecy comes true, Bubba.
Oh well, that's true.
I'm gonna have a cave I'm gonna have some real cool sheep. That's all I'm worried about.
Shout out to Alan Robbins, bro. Alan Robbins is fucking.
Yeah, you know what? I will say this though, in the world of cover art and like animation, that shit's fucking sick, dude. Every time I see it, what really makes me mad is how dope the faces of you guys live into cartoons is. That's like something to really be proud of. That's really fucking sick.
That was Alan too. I gotta show this. I don't know if he is associated with this account at all, but today just the funniest pictures of dicks ever.
You can't show them.
I woke up.
He actually said, and I was gonna reply.
You cannot show a penis on YouTube, bro.
I was showing.
You can't really.
We were showing weeds.
I won't show you then, but I will just say.
You think you can show nudity on YouTube?
Did you draw penises in high school? And I was going to break into a goddamn novel because I went to an all-guys school.
They're doodles. I think you can show doodles. I thought you just had a bunch of random dick pics.
I'm going to show you, but I think that this would be, I'm pretty sure you're going to agree with me that this is a borderline case.
I don't give If we get taken down, guess
Alan.
what?
He did a very good job with it. Dude, it's got a little. He's got
We're
a little.
Getting taken down, bro. 100%. That's way too realistic looking, even with the legs.
Hold on. This one's even better.
We're getting taken down. That's it.
Genius. I
can blur it out. I'll do like a little.
No. Fuck it. I'll post it everywhere. Fuck it.
I was dying.
Yo, anyways, I was gonna reply. I got, but because my reply would have been too long. I was with Charlie and I couldn't go into it. But I was like, I went to an all guys school. Is what I was gonna say. I'm like, where do I begin, dude?
Yeah, dicks ain't no thing.
The dick art at my school was another level of fucking display of fucking creativity. I'm like, the dugout once got a dick on the dugout made out of marker, and it was like, it looked like a graffiti piece, and it was made with marker. It was like, and it was a detailed motherfucker. It was like really crazy. Like,
dude, there's this kid that was his name was Jack Flynn. He was a swimmer. He loved weed, and he used to give me his car when he was at swim practice. And we had art 2 together, right? And the teacher for some reason just hated this kid. And he was like, I got to pee, and the teacher wouldn't let him. Our teacher's name was Mark, and this is like one of those spacey art teachers. So first off, Jack stands up on his art stool because you have those obnoxious like fucking cardboard top stools so you can like play with clay and draw. He pisses himself, and then the next day, Mark's car is riddled, and I like just covered like in these Sharpie dicks. And everyone, I didn't know if this is true or not. I'm speculating to this day that because Jack Flynn got suspended for peeing his pants in art because Mark wouldn't let him go to the bathroom, he covered his fucking literally minivan that he probably drove his kids around in these small little like stick figure dicks. You remember those like whoop whoop, and there's like literally like two loops and the dash, like at least 10,000 of them. It was great. Bro, like a legitimate, like
it's
impressive.
Like that Netflix show. It's
yeah.
like that Netflix show.
What's it? Vandal? American Vandal?
Yeah, American Vandal. That's
I don't know about this. What's that?
You're kidding. Dude, it's amazing. It's such a good, like, it's basically like a spoof on like the whole
crime genre, like what is that? The Wisconsin one? What was that called?
Making
a Murderer. Did you watch Making a Murderer?
Yeah.
So it's basically a mockumentary version of Making a Murderer about a high school incident where somebody drew dicks.
And they're like talking about it.
I think I have seen this.
There's a part where they're talking about like this couple that was like hanging out next to the lake, or this guy and this girl are hanging out next to the lake. And he's like, I swear she touched my dick or whatever, some shit. And then they show like one of those like diagrams, like of two people, like just like animated, like sitting on a dock, and it's like spinning around them. And then he's like, it's like him, like him pulling his dick out. Like, so funny.
But I love the idea of this guy in your class, Sam, just like,
he's
at least an hour, right? Like it must have taken some time.
So here's the thing. He denied it. If I remember correctly, and
I don't want to accuse
like
this person.
I used to go to school. All right, so I'm gonna bring us back in. We had to cut some stuff out for legal reasons.
No, this is in there. Reasons. All this stuff is in there.
All right.
Everything except the incriminating things.
I'm gonna edit. I'm going to edit a lot of shit out, but this is gold.
And I very much believe it because we started this episode talking about what can the cops do, and I want people to know.
Look at the vein on your forehead, Cal.
So this is what I wanted to say earlier, and we can come back to it. That's why I'm glad we had this moment.
Explanation
all right, so let me tell you something.
No, very fast.
Making a good point. He's making
because here's
actually our rights. Bro, come and get me. Cops,
this is to everybody.
Shit at you like it's 1945. Motherfuckers.
Halsey, if the cops come to your apartment and they knock on your door, clack,
on the
let
lips.
us in. What do you say?
I'm gonna say
you
no.
Open the door, right? You open the door first. You're like, hey.
No, I'm gonna say come back with a warrant, you fat retard.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
Where's
gonna say.
the warrant? They can't open your door if they don't have a warrant, a search warrant.
Bro, I've been doing that, dude. I had a friend who. Cut it out! God damn it!
God damn it! Oh, we got
God damn it! God damn it, Cal!
Is this the first edit heavy episode?
Yeah, this is gonna be a real jumpy episode. There was a time where cops showed up at my door.
Time to edit this shit.
There was a time where cops showed up at my door late at night after I had just done something, and they showed up and they basically knew I had done it, but they were like, "Do you want to come outside and talk?" And like I opened the door and I'm like, "I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." And so they asked me. They're like, "Were you just at this property?" And I'm like, "No, I wasn't." And then he reaches over to my. Let me fucking finish, George. He reaches over to my Saturn Ion and puts his hand on the hood and he's like, "Why is your car warm if you haven't left?" And I was like, "Honestly, couldn't tell you, man. That's strange." And then so I closed the door and they knocked again. I was like, "Oh, you guys are still here?" Like I blatantly knew they had nothing and I was just a dick to him. And he's like, "Well, we suspect you for this." And I was like, "Oh, are you detaining me or arresting me for anything? Like this is at my door." And they're like, "No, we just want to ask you some questions." I was like, "Boys, it's 4:15 in the morning. Enjoy your night." Click. See ya. Fuck you. Take a seat, Springfield PD, you fat idiots.
Yeah.
Suck a dick. What are you gonna do? And then my mom sued the paper, the Springfield Sun, because they wrote me up as being a part of this thing that had happened without actually being prosecuted. So like my mom, and this is what's great about my mom, man, she'll rob a homeless man for all his money. She's slick with it, dude. She's like, whew, she's real sharp up here, dude, when she wants to be.
Is that another edit right there?
No, that's real. She's like legit. Well, because she sued because they basically defamed me as an underage kid. And she's like, how are you in this paper when they didn't even arrest you for anything? And you know, I'm like, oh, I didn't do anything. You know, whatever. A little 17-year-old me. But the point is, my mom went in and she's like, you didn't arrest him, and now you're defaming my kid on this paper? Like, you're about to catch these mom hands. Like, my mom's good at shit like that, bro. And like, they took it out, they did a retraction, and like, I guess my mom took the money because I didn't see a cent of it, but whatever happened in that altercation between my mother and the Springfield Sun, like, what a bunch of fucking pussies. And it's totally because the Springfield cops were like butthurt that I was this kind of quick-witted kid where it's like, you're not going to arrest me by drawing me outside. You can't step into my house unless I invite you like a vampire, you old white man. Chill on my patio all night while I jerk off at my
So
fucking
when they get you outside, they're just trying to get you to admit to some crazy shit at that
point?
Or
once you're outside,
you
they
open the door. Yeah, they'll like come in. They'll start searching.
But Cal, I opened the door.
They'll force you to open your car because it's right there.
I opened the door like this, Cal. I was like, "Hello." Like, it was just like my head peeking. I was like, "What's up?"
Exactly.
What's up, fellas?
Best case scenario, you just like yell from the other side or go to the window and be like, "Do you have a warrant? Show me the warrant." You know what I mean?
Dude, they were so butthurt though, because the kids
the
kids that I grew up with, they would just succumb to these cops. I got pulled over one time driving illegally in my dad's car, drunk as fuck. I was probably 19.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had a car full of like my friends that were girls at the time, and he's like, "Eureka alcohol, son," and I'm like, "I'm with 5 chicks, dude. Why wouldn't I be?"
Are they still girls, or they were only girls? No, I'm joking.
Wait, you said that? No.
Yeah, I literally said, like, as he's got me in handcuffs, like, I'm with 5 girls, like, why wouldn't I be slugging Banaka like a madman? And like the cop's face, bro. And then he's like, well, and so I always ask, like, are you detaining me for anything? Did you find me? He's like, you're driving without a license. And I'm like in my driveway, and I'm like, I'm home. I'm like, you can't prove that I drove anything. Because I did that classic little in the car Chinese shuffle. Or what was it called? Chinese fire drill. You remember that when you'd all switch
everybody
seats?
Get out of the car. That happened inside.
Dude, we had like 6 people in this little Honda Civic. So they pull us over in my driveway. And I get out, and they're like, we saw you driving, yada, yada. They try and impose all these things on me. And I'm like, one, I'm fucking hammered. I'm drinking like Smirnoff, or no, what the fuck was it? Passion fruit Bacardi.
Shit.
Like, remember that fucking pink and yellow dog shit?
The hangover must have been serious.
No, I was 17, bro. I was a fucking machine, dude. My body kicked back. Point is, the cops were just so upset because everything they tried to like imply on me doing, and I was like, well, are you arresting me for anything? Because like my house is right here. I'm gonna go home. Because, like, one, I refused a breathalyzer because I wasn't driving, which is a legal thing to do in Pennsylvania. So it was just these another stack. Dude, I'm always hip. I'm never going to let a cop get one over on me. And the only time I did is when I got a DUI crossing the Ben Franklin Bridge from New Jersey to Philadelphia.
Shit.
A New Jersey cop followed me and pulled me over for speeding. And he's like, son, you reek of alcohol. And I'm like, I've been down the Jersey Shore all weekend. Like, I'm just hungover. And like that right there, that sentence was enough for him to be like, all right, let me give you a breathalyzer. And in New Jersey, refusing a breathalyzer is an admittance of guilt. So that's how I got my DUI. And I was like, I'm 40 feet from the Philadelphia. Like, I could see the bridge. And I'm like, it's like fucking 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to get to it.
That bridge sucks. But it also sounds like you... It kind of sounds like you eventually learned your lesson.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I don't drive drunk anymore. Yeah. I don't drive drunk anymore. I think it's real. Yeah. I also, but the point is, I wasn't drunk when I got my DUI. I was hungover. And it was a total karmatic reaction.
You actually were.
Yeah. I was just hungover. I wasn't drunk. I was legitimately just hungover.
And you refused the breathalyzer, and they
arrested me because it's an admittance of guilt.
That's not a bad decision even in a place like that, to
No, I
refuse a
know.
breathalyzer, because they use the breathalyzer and like to like just make it impossible for you.
Well, yeah.
To,
So the next thing, the next thing that cop said was, okay, you refuse a breathalyzer, I have to take you to the hospital to draw your blood. And I'm like, no, you don't. You can take me to the jail cell, and I'll wait for my attorney and someone to come pick me up. Because like that, you can't draw my blood if I say no. That's just not that first thing. I'm at like no chance. And like this is the thing, the cops lead. They lead you into these admittances of things that like, and that's the whole problem with it.
Exactly.
I did learn my lesson.
Of the process. That's good. And also, but what you did there was also good. Asking for your lawyer. It's like, even if you don't have a lawyer, even if you've never even met a lawyer in your life, if you tell a cop in that situation when you've been arrested, and so now they've read your rights, whatever, you have a right to remain silent. First off, you should just stay silent, period. Right?
100%.
Don't tell them anything, because they're gonna. But let's say they keep asking you questions, they keep talking to you about this shit or something like this. They want to take more samples. You should definitely say, I want to talk to my lawyer, because that's like almost like, it's like magic words. It means that they cannot continue the investigation until they allow you to contact your attorney, right? You may need to invoke that again later, and keep saying it. But that said, it's definitely something that you should keep in mind when you're doing that shit.
It's funny. I didn't have to finish my DUI sentence until I moved to California. Because in Philadelphia, they weren't sister states with New Jersey. So I had my license suspended in New Jersey, and I never lost my license in Pennsylvania. So I moved I know. This is the best part. I moved 3,000 miles away to California, and my Pennsylvania license expires, and I go to the California DMV, and they're like, oh, you can't get your license in California until you have 7 months of an interlock system. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're like, yeah, you got a DUI in Jersey you never finished. And I was like,
damn, that's trippy.
So for when I first bought I got the breathalyzer ignition and all that shit. And I had to check in.
You did that out here?
Wow.
7 months, dude. Yep. And I was like, wow, dude, like, fuck California.
You can't even have a car until you've driven with a car like with that for 7 months. Like
no, so I was driving out here under a temporary whatever, because I had just moved here. There's a certain amount of time you can have.
You're supposed to do it very soon after you move.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I let my shit. I was driving illegally for like a year on top of it. Point is, when I finally went in to do that shit, they were like, yeah, you got a 2012 DUI. We can't give you a license till you get an interlock ignition. And I was like, man, California really starting off good. But you know what? I'll tell you what, man, that was the first time in my life where I didn't drink. And I was 25. I want to say, no, I was older than that. I was probably 27 to 28. I stayed sober the whole year. Didn't do anything, didn't smoke, didn't do none of that shit. And honestly, it was like that was the first time where I had ever been just wildly depressed. I had to breathe. I had to breathe into a car, and then, like the car would not start if I had the littlest drop of alcohol. So I couldn't eat pizza. Dude, the way pepperoni metabolizes in your stomach, it'll false the test. It'll come up as an alcohol.
Shit.
Yep. Yeah. So there's like a list of foods they give you, everything, bagels, and these are all the things that I love.
Bagels?
Dear to my heart. Yeah. There's some foods that when you digest, when you burp, you're burping out like an ethanol type thing. It's some type of natural thaw at the end of it. So like pepperoni pizza would trip it. Milkshakes would, because it's some type of oxidation process.
Is it reliable?
Does it use the same system as the breathalyzer? Is it just a breathalyzer?
Yeah, you basically. So I had a key. I had a key I'd put in, and then I'd get this tube, and it'd be like, and you'd have to do it for 30 seconds, and it's really hard to blow for 30 seconds. Like it takes all your might. Like and you got to do it slow, and it's got to be consistent blow. And if you trip the thing, it's like an immediate, you have to go to the mechanic and get it reset. And it's like, dude, like
you have to check in with like some like probation or something like that.
It's all automated on the thing.
Oh.
So basically,
so do the mechanics now become part of like the policing system? Do they have to like not allow you to get it fixed if you're drunk?
for hardware, so the insertion and the taking out of the machine. But because it's like a Wi-Fi thing, it's like a telephone, it's like a pager. So it'll send, when I fail the test, it'll send a text out being like,
regardless, you're fucked.
yeah. And it's funny, I didn't trip the thing until the last day, and I tripped it 3 times in a row, which is an immediate 2-year addition. So I called the guys and I'm like, listen, I know what kind of fucking Matrix games you're playing. This thing, like, fuck you. I'm not doing this for another 2 years. For some reason, this thing is shorting, and I guess it's because it was my last day. Like, there was an issue. I didn't get another
Why,
2
like,
years.
so did you ever think like I'm just not gonna drive then?
No, because
like
you have
that
to.
time?
You have to drive. You
Oh,
have
you
to
have
blow
to
into this
drive?
thing once a day. So even if I'm off work for 5 fucking years
This is
straight,
crazy.
you have to go out there and start your car.
That sucks. Yeah.
Dude, and
Yeah.
worst part is you'd be driving and it'd be like beep, 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 and the noise is, it's not like, the best way to put it is, the credit card, remove your card noise, where it's like,
Yeah.
it's like a fucking nuclear bomb's about to drop. It's that while you're driving through your stereo, as loud as your music is, and you got to pull the tube out while you're driving and be like,
Wait, you have to do it at a certain time, or it's
yeah,
like you
it's got a
forgot to do
time
it
limit. I
earlier
think
and
it's
you're
like
like,
every
I gotta do this shit.
45 minutes you have to do it
Oh God.
while you're
pull
driving
over?
the car. No, you do it while you're driving.
Really? But that sounds so dangerous.
I
'Cause you're
know,
like
but like they don't
holding your
give a
This is
breath.
fuck. Yeah.
crazy.
Dude, that's the truth.
The
Anyone who's
way
had
that
an
those things,
interlock ignition, and that's what they call it, like they will attest to how completely ridiculous and unsafe the entire thing is. Because one, half the
yeah.
time the thing, and I looked into it, I did a little bit of research on it before I got it installed. But then I did a year of Uber and I dodged, and I was like, a year of Uber out here is way too expensive. I need to just do this and like face the fucking music.
That's
Point
a
is,
lot.
it'll
Yeah.
trip because it's directly plugged into your ignition and electrical system. It will trip your car sometimes and turn your car off while you're driving. And you're like, I'm going to die blowing into this fucking alcohol
Jesus, this
casino.
sounds really dangerous.
It
Yeah,
needs some
no,
reform.
it's really intense.
Another thing involved with police that needs reform.
The
the way they're serious. Yeah, so I got my pepitas. The way
I
it works
fucked
is pretty
up. I
interesting.
need to get some shit. I'm like,
What
It's
is a
like
pepita?
oh, it's just pumpkin seeds.
Oh, those are good.
Pepitas.
Pepita. Those breathalyzers, it's like a quartz light that shines through that air passage that you're blowing through, that literally ethanol or whatever, like that would be in your breath to a certain amount because of drinking or because of other things maybe, will
Fat
interfere
Molly
with the
lines,
light.
bro.
And so they know, like they've calibrated it so that if it interferes at a certain wavelength, because specifically ethanol like blocks a certain color in the color spectrum, that's how they can tell that you have alcohol in your system. But that means that if you like if you use like mouthwash just before you did it, if you like had a lot to drink the night before with like a bite of bread or something that kept it like in your stomach, or like there's a lot of reasons why those tests
this is
be, like,
insane
called
to
in
me.
question.
Bro,
Yeah,
this is
but
like
they use those a lot. Yeah,
another
that's like
thing is
automatic
too,
guilty, you know?
when you get your personal interlock ignition installed, before they even install it, you have to blow. So there's nobody else that can do it for you. Like I thought about maybe like I'll drink and I have a DD. It's not how it works. It's completely calibrated to like my fingerprint type shit, like legit.
Shit.
So like no matter, dude, I
You
remember
can't even go out and drink.
I had one Coors Light in the course of this 7 months that I had this thing, and it was at noon, and I got in my car at 11 p.m. and I was like, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. I'm like, I had done a bunch of physical activity. I sweat the beer out, whatever, and I got in, I blow it, and there's like a yellow light where it's like pending, and a red light which you fail, and then the green light you go. So it teetered from green to pending, and I grabbed my hands, I'm praying, I'm like, please, please God, switched
11 hours later, dude.
11 hours later, like that's how fucking, and it's such a actually a good time of my life because I finally can now drive whatever the fuck I want.
This is wild.
It's the truth though.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a long story. We went into.
I feel like we're gonna be editing a shit ton of things out here. Probably.
I mean, you don't got to edit.
This is
that
the edited.
Out.
We'll call this the Edi-TED. The Edi-TED talk.
The first ever.
This is the Edi-TED talk.
Well, where are we at? I think we should.
I think we're far in. We're far.
Bro, we have to make up for the 45
like
minutes of illegal
talk.
No,
it wasn't that long.
But we have.
It wasn't that long.
We have like definitely even more than that.
If you give me some time, give me a day, I'll edit it in a way that makes
sense. Let's post this on Tuesday, so we have the 2 days.
Well, I gotta edit this out now because.
You can leave this in.
Oh wait, we gotta end.
Wait, what?
Okay, guys, don't drive drunk. First thing, don't do drugs. Don't
talk to the cops, bruh.
Don't talk to the cops.
Yeah, just fuck the cops. Don't talk to the cops.
Don't talk to the cops.
Don't open the door for the cops. Don't talk to the cops.
Another episode of Mad Delicious in the books, and the main thing that continues is fuck the police coming straight from the underground. See y'all next week.